Hello the cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on every days. Gary Neville tells Liverpool how to beat Manchester United at Anfield next Sunday. Next Sunday at Anfield, Gary Neville will explain how Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool can defeat Erik ten Hag's Manchester United. The Sky Sports analyst and former United defender thinks Erik ten Hag's team might give up. What has Gary Neville stated regarding Manchester United and Liverpool, then? Let's examine this. Gary Neville discusses Manchester United versus Liverpool. Well, Liverpool and Manchester United will square off in the Premier League at Anfield on Sunday. Right now, the Reds are leading the league table. With 16 games played, they have accrued 37 points. United is in 6th place, far down. With 16 games played, the Red Devils have 27 points. It seems obvious that Erik ten Hag's team will not even attempt to win the Premier League this year. They might not even place in the top 4, considering how Aston Villa is performing. Gary Neville, a Sky Sports analyst and former United defender, thinks Liverpool might destroy the Red Devils the next weekend. The analyst has pointed out that United might crumble if Liverpool scores first. If you are Liverpool, you go right for Manchester United early in the game and sort of just get into their heads, Neville stated on his podcast. They might give in if you put a goal in front of them. They are capable of it. We've already seen it this past season. They frequently give in. They frequently give up 3 or 4 goals. I would be licking my lips if I were Liverpool, the pundit continued. Liverpool favourites versus Manchester United. Liverpool is, in my opinion, the overwhelming favourite to win the match against Manchester United. Indeed, we are aware that United can triumph over formidable rivals. They did, after all, just defeat Chelsea. But Liverpool is returning to form and is a force to be reckoned with. Liverpool will play their encounter versus United at home as well. It is truly beyond me how the Red Devils could possibly win at Anfield. BBC Sport pundit blown away by unbelievable 31-year-old Liverpool player versus Crystal Palace. Alisson Becker, who plays for Liverpool, received praise from Garth Crooks following his performance against Crystal Palace this past weekend. The 31-year-old goalkeeper made a comeback to the field as Alisson led the Reds, who overcame Palace 2-1 at Selhurst Park in the late game to take the top spot in the Premier League. In addition, Crooks, a writer for BBC Sport, was all over Alisson when the South London native made a spectacular last-minute save against Joachim Andersen to give Liverpool the victory. Liverpool are currently sitting pretty 1 point clear at the top of the table and they owe it all to Alisson, Crooks remarked in reference to Alisson's performance against Crystal Palace. When he made his injured comeback at Selhurst Park, he gave an absolutely brilliant performance. It was quite the feat to stop Jefferson Lerma from pushing the ball on to the post during the first half. However, the Brazil goalkeeper saved the best for last, making an incredible save to deny Joachim Andersen a header that appeared to be in goal. Alisson Becker showed versus Crystal Palace why he's Liverpool's number 1. Caoimhin Kelleher may have had a chance to start on Saturday following his midweek performance against Sheffield United as a member of the Republic of Ireland. However, now that Alisson is healthy again, the Brazilian goalkeeper was bound to return to the Reds, and Jurgen Klopp's choice paid off handsomely. On that particular day, the 31-year-old was perfect even though he gave up a penalty that not many goalkeepers in the world could have stopped. And with Liverpool currently well in the running for the Premier League crown, Alisson will be essential for the Reds in 2024 if they are to contend for the championship. Liverpool boss Klopp has rattled Guardiola as not fair outburst now shows. Pep Guardiola is spooked by Jurgen Klopp's remarks on Manchester City. The Reds manager asserted that Liverpool has no ceiling and will never be able to compete financially with state-owned teams like City. However, Liverpool leads the Premier League after matchday 15, while the Citizens are languishing in 4th place as a result of a terrible run of losses. The Sky Blues had been in the lead until an unusual winless streak of 4 games in November and the first part of December. After drawing with Chelsea, Liverpool, and Tottenham, Guardiola's team lost on the road to Aston Villa last week for their second loss of the year. Their losing run was ended with a 2-1 victory over Premier League newcomers Luton Town, although they are still 4 points behind of the top spot. Before City's journey to Kenilworth Road, Guardiola made a strange, hardly concealed jab at Arsenal and Liverpool. "The only team who is going to fail by not winning the Premier League is us," Guardiola stated. "The City ought to prevail. It's not equitable. It's hard to deal with every 3 days, every week, for years and years." This follows Klopp's statement that nobody can compete with City regarding his opponents. "You started the best striker available and your team is the finest in the world. Regardless of the expense. The City knows the solution, but they don't like it. Liverpool is unable to behave like them. That simply isn't feasible. In world football, there are 3 clubs that have complete financial freedom. Liverpool could make 10 changes with 2 players back from long-term injury. It is anticipated that Jurgen Klopp would select a significantly altered Liverpool team for their last Europa League group game. Liverpool knows they have already won the group and guaranteed a spot in the round of 16, so they go into their last Europa League group match away at Union SG with confidence. Changes in Belgium are unavoidable after their 2-1 victory against Crystal Palace on Saturday propelled them to the top of the Premier League standings. They now face Manchester United, West Ham United, and Arsenal in the League Cup quarter-finals at Anfield. Union still has a lot to gain even though the Reds are guaranteed a loss in this game. Finished third in Group E, they could yet be eliminated from Europe entirely or make it to the Europa League or Europa Conference League knockout playoff stages. A significantly altered roster is anticipated, and as several of Liverpool's youth players are vying for playing time, we examine the adjustments Klopp might think about making. Bradley received his season's first start. If Connor Bradley hadn't sustained an injury during the pre-season, he probably would have been involved in more of the season's action thus far. However, the Northern Ireland international is expected to make his full European debut and receive his first start of the campaign against Union SG now that he is fully recovered. Jarell Quansah, who is presumably the only man to maintain a starting position following Saturday's victory over Crystal Palace, will continue to play centre defence. Ibrahima Konate or Joe Gomez might be his partner. Should the former occur, he will lead the team as the player with the longest tenure at Liverpool. Luke Chambers, who also has the option of playing centre-back, started the 5-1 triumph over Toulouse at Anfield and may start again at left-back in Belgium. If not, Alisson will be replaced in goal by Caoimhin Kelleher, and Callum Scanlon may get his complete debut. Elliott and Jones were rewarded. Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones could start for Liverpool in Belgium after coming off the bench to steal a win against Crystal Palace. James McConnell, who might start at number 6 and make his first career start, is another option at number 6. The latter could line up in the deeper role. Ryan Gravenberch or Wataru Endo may retain their spots if Klopp prefers more seasoned players. Gordon or Doak. There is a debate about who will start on the right versus Union, Ben Doak or Kaide Gordon. While the latter hasn't played first-team football since January 2021 as he continues to feel his way back following a long-term injury, the former has made 4 appearances this season and has been a fixture in Klopp's matchday squad. Alisson's comeback, Man United's victory, and the completion of the transfer plan, Liverpool's perfect 2023 finish. Elliott is an alternative, though, should Klopp choose for a more experienced choice. It would be shocking if Mohamed Salah wasn't completely rested with one eye on United. Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, and Cody Gakpo could therefore start 2 of them. The Dutchman most likely will have come on as a substitute against Palace. Scanlon, who has occasionally played in a more forward role for Liverpool under-21s this season, may also play on the left wing. Despite not playing for the Reds this season, Louis Kummas and Malcolm of Frauendorf may be included in the mix if Klopp wishes to rest as many of his senior players as possible. Both players are already on List B for Liverpool's Europa League team. Hello the Cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on every days.